Hi, Gemma here from FitBody Formula, and today I'm going to be taking a closer look at plant-based diets and looking to see how they can help with your weight loss goals. For many people, plant-based is not so much a diet as a lifestyle choice, driven by environmental, ethical and health concerns. And for people who may wish to lose weight, a plant-based diet could be a good solution. So let's start by looking at what a plant-based diet is. As the name suggests, a plant-based diet is a diet that involves consuming mostly or only food that comes from plants. However, people understand and use the term plant-based diet in different ways. Some people interpret it as a vegan diet, which involves avoiding all animal products, whilst others, a plant-based diet means that plant foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts and legumes are the main focus of their diet, but they may occasionally consume meat, fish or dairy products. Most importantly though, as with any kind of diet, the type of food and the quality of the food we consume is extremely important, especially if we're looking to lose or maintain our weight. So what does a healthy plant-based diet look like? As with all diets, the main focus should be as much fresh, whole, unprocessed foods as possible. So it's best to focus on eating things like equal portions of fruits, vegetables and whole grains, plus plant protein, predominantly from legumes, beans and pulses, and a handful of nuts and seeds on most days. Also be sure to limit intake of refined sugars, saturated fats, and be mindful about the amount of carbs you consume too. Hey, but more on that later. Now, when it comes to weight loss studies, there have been quite a few over the years. One particular study that was taken over 20 to 30 years does show that those on a plant-based diet tend to put on less weight over that period than those eating animal produce as part of their diet. And if you look at a study by Dan Buettner, which looks at populations where people are likely to live to 100, there is evidence that people who are eating about 85% plant-based foods live longer and are healthier with less disease. In addition, a new study that was published recently in the JAMA network shows that switching to a low-fat plant-based diet could boost the body's metabolism enough to burn excess weight and fat even without vigorous exercise. Although it is so important to remember that regular exercise is not just about weight loss. We need to be exercising regularly to maintain a healthy lifestyle no matter what weight we are. And also a study from Loma Linda University done in 2013 found that on average vegans have a 4.7% lower BMI than omnivores, even when they consume the same amount of calories. So there you have just a few of the studies that have been done on this topic, but my question is, why is a plant-based diet good for weight loss, and are there any pitfalls that we should be aware of? More on that coming up, and I hope you're enjoying the video so far, so make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, and remember to ring the bell so you can see more. So here are the main reasons why a plant-based diet is good for your weight loss goals. Number one, plant-based diets are typically higher in fibre, which is key for weight loss, as fibre helps keep us fuller for longer and therefore helps prevent that snacking in between meals, and we all know how easy it is to increase our daily intake of food with the odd snack here and there. Number two, people who eat a plant-based diet often replace junk food with whole foods. You see, when on a plant-based diet, especially for weight loss, taking the whole food approach means that you will get the most out of the calories you consume by getting them from actual whole foods. And be careful, with so many vegan and plant-based products on the shelves of the supermarkets, you need to make sure not to end up eating what I like to call vegan junk food. I mean, make sure you check the labels. Just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's good for you. Now, number three, plant-based diets are typically lower in saturated fat. And as we know, saturated fat is associated with a higher risk for obesity, but also a higher risk of type 2 diabetes, cancer, heart disease, and overall mortality. And by reducing or cutting out animal products, that will significantly reduce your saturated fat intake immediately. Whole food, plant-based diets emphasise heart-healthy, unsaturated fats and good carbohydrates, allowing for a higher intake of fibre, antioxidants, vitamins and minerals. However, it is important to keep an eye on your intake of healthy fats too. When looking to a plant-based diet for weight loss, you can actually end up consuming too many healthy fats, which can damage your chances of losing the weight that you want. Some of the healthiest vegan foods like avocados, nuts, seeds are extremely high in calories, and consuming them in excess can lead to quick weight gain. See, while there's no need to restrict your diet further, it's important to be aware of healthy serving sizes for things like oils and nuts and certain types of food. You see, for example, a serving size of an avocado is actually only 1/3 of the entire fruit. And it's also important to remember that plant-based saturated fat is no healthier than animal-based saturated fat. On to number 4. Lower calorie intake is also attributed to plant-based diets. With higher fibre content, greater food volume and lower energy density, plant-based foods are typically lower in calories than animal foods. And if you choose a more plant-based diet, then you're probably going to be getting less calories per serving than animal products, resulting in a much more significant weight loss. And if you want to take a deeper look into the vegan versus meat eater debate, check out my video that's popping up just here. Now, number 5, plant-based diets give you more energy. Your body has to work harder to process animal products than it does to process grains and nuts, seeds and beans, so that alone could help you have improved energy. Plus, our bodies thrive on carbohydrates, which plant-based foods and diets are richer in overall. But you also need to make sure that you're getting enough plant-based protein for your training, and protein is a crucial component of weight loss as it keeps us full and helps our bodies to build lean muscle. And the current dietary guidelines recommend consuming 10 to 35% of your calories from protein to build muscle and improve your ability to recognise your body's cues for hunger and fullness. So it does look like following a healthy plant-based diet will definitely help you to maintain or lose weight, as long as you focus on whole foods, keep an eye on your healthy fat intake, and as with any diet, avoid the plant-based junk food as much as possible. One other thing that I should mention is that all the experts agree that if you're following a 100% plant-based diet, as in vegan, you're going to need supplements and or fortified foods to ensure that you're not missing out on vital nutrients. So it's important to think about which foods you eat, which you can eat to provide important vitamins and minerals, such as vitamin B12, which isn't naturally found in plant foods. Also, you need to look at having increased iron, calcium and iodine and omega-3 too. So it's important to have fortified foods or supplements if following a vegan diet. Some plant-based dairy alternatives such as oats, soy and almond drinks are now fortified with calcium and other nutrients, so make sure that you check out the label to see if it contains any added vitamins or minerals. When starting out or continuing your weight loss journey, it is important to remember that the best way to lose weight is to find a sustainable lifestyle that you can maintain long term. Yo-yo dieting is a common cause of distress to people trying to lose weight, and when yo-yo dieting starts, it usually causes you to gain back everything you lost. So it's really important not to force yourself to eat a certain way if you hate it. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell, and I look forward to hanging out with you again real soon.